Joining us now, Angel mom and mother and grandmother Patty Morin, whose daughter Rachel Morin was outrageously murdered by an illegal alien. Rachel Morin was the mother of 5. Patty, we want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. Again, it is outrageous. It's a disgrace what happened to your daughter and what you and your family are suffering through. It's a disgrace that Democrats are putting angel families like yours through a living hell. What do you make of what's going on now with what Democrats are doing?
Well, I found it interesting that the day that we got a verdict on my daughter's murder suspect, and that it came back that he was guilty of first-degree murder, first-degree rape, kidnapping, third-degree sexual assault. That same day, legacy media played 2 or 3 times the amount of sound bites for this illegal immigrant that was deported to El Salvador. I really think that they were trying to drown out Rachel's story and drown out the conviction, because then that would have proven that President Trump was right all along, that open borders are dangerous and it's killing American people, our mothers and daughters.
Well, this just feels like pure evil. I mean, has Senator Van Hollen, Kamala Harris, or Joe Biden, or any Democrat ever reached out to you?
Nope, I've never personally received a call from any of them.
So are other voters and other people coming up to you saying what's going on is totally outrageous?
Yes, I have had actually a lot in this area where I live. There are a lot of immigrants that have come into Maryland. I think we're up around 100,000 new illegal immigrants that have come in to Maryland because of the open borders. And some of them are legal, and they're outraged by this because the whole point why they went through the legal system to come here and to be able to live here is to get away from these criminal aspects that they have in their own country. And then there are even some that would come up to me, and you could tell by how shy they were, because they knew I was Rachel's mom, that maybe they probably weren't legal here in the country, but they were still upset because they know that they potentially might be deported, but they're here to escape these same criminals as well. And I have Marylanders coming up to me saying this is such a terrible thing that our senator of Maryland is doing, and then Democrats as a whole, putting American lives at risk, truly at risk, for the sake of creating chaos and divide, which is all they know how to do, instead of working with the president to secure our country.
You know, Patty, so we have news that a 3rd woman was murdered by an illegal alien in Maryland. What's your reaction? What was your reaction when you heard that story? I mean, the Media Research Center is saying the media is giving more coverage, as you point out, to the Abrego Garcia case, the El Salvador national. A judge has said it's an MS-13 gang member, versus less coverage to your story, what happened to you and your daughter, and to the 3rd woman now murdered in Maryland. That's, again, Senator Van Hollen's constituent. What do you make of this case?
Well, I think that this is, becoming the norm. Sad to say, we're going to see more and more women and children, people murdered in our state because of the increase in illegal immigration. And Americans are not against immigration. In fact, I would dare say all of us have grandparents or great-grandparents that have immigrated to America. What we are against is illegal immigration, having open borders, not vetting the people that have come into our borders, so that now we have millions of criminals living and walking among us and committing these horrific crimes. And I think that's just going to increase. And I think this, it's the Democrats, they have no grounds for what they're trying to say here. They say we need to have rule of law, we need to have due process. Well, any American could go on the government website, look up immigration, and you will see that due process is a part of the process, step by step. So it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, we hear you. Patty Morin, Mother Rachel Morin, brutally murdered by an illegal alien. You're an American hero. We appreciate you so much coming on the show and speaking out. We'll be staying on this coverage, okay? And it's important what you just said for America. Patty Morin, thanks for joining us.